Welcome back to CALMSDEN Farm on Farming Simulator 22 for episode 28 with me, MrSealyp. Pretty much straight off the back of the last episode, we're taking our new old, so I'm going to stop saying that, I know it infuriates people when I repeat the same thing over and over again, the new John Deere and our new planter. We're going to go down to field 23, we're going to put sunflower in. I need to check and see how much repair is required on the John Deere, which hopefully looking at the bar shouldn't be too much. Did you say 25%? I'm trying to remember what it said. And then we'll put some seed in here. Now my plan moving forward is hopefully to try and make the farm a bit more self-sufficient with a few different improvements in technology. Let's go down that route. We may have the ability to produce our own seed. I know a lot of places do. Watching the Welker guys recently, and they were making their seed washing thing. So they take some of their crop from the year before and they wash it, and they put coatings in with it, and they use that. No different to seed potatoes. When you're doing planted potatoes, you can use previous crop and that kind of thing. So potentially we can make our own seed and our own fertilizer now as well. So I'm thinking, when I talked about the plot, and it was Peter, thank you very much, about the plot over by the main store, north of the main store. I'm thinking about maybe putting over there as a sort of separate little production facility over at the main store. So with the theory kind of behind it being, if we do get self-sufficient and we're producing our own seed and fertilizer, maybe we could sell some back to the store. Maybe we could sell some, you know, make a bit of profit from that respect. As long as we've got enough to cover what we need, maybe we could sort of give a little back. I even thought about having some solar panels installed if we're going to go down that route, maybe a little bit, but that's a bit more pricey. And I'm not, you know, when I say self-sufficient, I don't mean we're going off-grid prepping kind of, you know, that kind of thing, but, you know, something like that, a derivative of. So let's see what we're looking at. If this is silly money, then I'm going to be freaking out. Alright, 3,000, it's not horrendous considering it's what we've just bought and it was in need of repair and we got it cheap. We'll take that. Now, I'm not sure how much seed I've got. Got enough. Tank's closed. This is going to be a bit more tricky because of everything I've got put everywhere. I wonder if I can get through the gap, but then the turning's too tight. Sorry, I'm just kind of problem solving in my head as I go. So yeah, we'll get this done. Then I switched over, didn't I? I said that my little tomato sauce production has switched over. And we're doing mixed salad. We've got one pallet of mixed salad. I haven't delivered any of that yet. I completely forgot about it. What happened there? We just go down a big hole or something. And then, like I say, what we'll do is tomorrow, yeah, I think we'll look at, we'll say May 2, so we'll be into June. Blimey. Okay, so we'll be into June. We'll look at maybe getting the facility in. Actually, I haven't checked to see how we're looking for. We've got other contracts. Just those couple of sowing contracts. Actually, that one's for sugar beet, and we've got our planter. That's for a seeder, which we do have. Field 9, sugar beet. I'll accept that because I can just take this from doing field 23 straight over to there and make a bit of extra money. And again, with all stuff like that, if we're making our own fertilizer or making our own seed, as far as contract work goes, then we've got no costs, you know. Doing things like cultivating jobs and that sort of stuff is great because other than wear and tear on your cultivator, there's no upfront costs. When you're seeding or fertilizing or herbicide spraying or whatever it is you're doing, there's always going to be costs. That gatepost. Are we through? Yeah. But if we can produce that as cheaply as possible, now it's one of those things that you can go and buy the stuff yourself. Of course you can. And this is what I've said so many times before about how you play the game. The way you play it is up to you. And if you decide you're going to go down the route of saying, well, I have sometimes, and I like having the option. If I go to the livestock market, having livestock there is going to have an abundance of manure and slurry. often why map makers put a slurry buy point or a manure buy point at the livestock market, because it just makes sense. Of course you can probably go and buy stuff there. So if you want to go down the route of saying, well, I'll have a buy point there, I'll go and buy slurry or manure, and I can use that in my production of fertiliser, then that's fantastic. Or just use it as fertiliser. Go and buy it, stick it in a slurry spreader, stick it in a manure spreader, and away you go. I have always found that you need a lot of slurry. The slurry spreading is fine, especially now if you do double rate application, you get through a lot of it, a huge amount of it. I think when I did Washoe, I had well over 1.5 million litres, and we used nearly all of it. I mean, we just absolutely honked through it. So that's great. If you can then, that's a point. I was going to get, I was going to see if I could get a pallet 3-point link, wasn't I? So I could put the front tank on. That said, we should be right with what we got. Should we? Oh. Right, let's unfold that. I love the way this unfolds. It's brilliant. Perfect. So I'm not going to use the ridge markers. We'll get sunflower in here, and like I say, once we're done, I'll get over and do the contrast on the other. And what I'll probably do is, I guess, see you in the morning. Yeah. So anyway, so what I was saying is, yeah, how you want to go about it is up to you. Now, if you feel that doing it that way around, this is a direct drill, so we've got to worry about. That was the whole point. Not cultivating. We are golden. We're getting it in the ground. That tractor seems very quiet. I love the sound of the seeder as well as the planter. Well, yeah, so if you're going to be going down the route of saying, well, I'm going to wait till I've got my cows, I've got my pigs, or whatever I'm running, and they've produced enough slurry and manure so I can go down that route, that's when you become a bit more self-sufficient, because you're not going to go somewhere to buy this stuff, you're not relying on someone else to provide it for you, you're providing it for yourself. That's also fine. I know not everyone likes doing cows, not everyone likes doing pigs, and if you want to go down that route of producing it right from when you start your farm up, that is the alternative, to go and buy it somewhere else, you know, which is the same with everything. You know, it's even the same with, as we've talked about before. I know I have. It's been a lot of comments and a few different things that people have said and messages I've received and things like that. You know, I'm preaching to the choir, I know I am, but everyone plays it differently. You know, the concept of just putting money in, cheating money in, and doing whatever you want, whenever you want, to a lot of people is just absolutely abhorrent. You know, oh, you can't do that, it's absolutely outrageous, it's cheating, it's this, you know. And a lot of people do it, and a lot of people, that's how they play the game. They just want to have fun and play it, and that's great. So when all these new things become available, when they come out, when they get released, most people will just say, you know what, I just want to use them. I don't want to have to go through a narrative or a storyline. I don't want to have to build up to having enough product to actually use it. I just want to use it now. Therefore, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I said Z, I've become American. X, Y, Z. To make that happen. So, you know, I don't know, just do it the way you want, do whatever you like. That's all I can say. Do whatever you like. I've talked enough for this first bit, as I often do. I did say we would get this up and running. I'm loving that we bought it. Yeah, the money's gone down a bit. We're still at 458 grand. I'll have to buy a little bit of seed. Actually, I might not have to. If I just get that, what I'll probably do is go and grab the pallet mods, the pallet 3-point link. I think is it Vanquish or Pepe 978? Whoever did that one, the first one. There is a second one available now, the Matthew Ferguson one, but I'm going to use the first one. I've already got it installed. We'll get a crate 3-point link, and then I think I've got enough seed in that front tank as well. We should have enough to do it. We're not getting through huge amounts of sunflower here. We're going at a nice pace. Everything seems to be tickety-boo, as they say. So yeah, all good. Actually, while I'm doing this, I am contractually obliged, and I'm supposed to have done it once a week, and the end of last week was a bit hectic, and I didn't do it, so I'm going to do it at the start of this week and possibly the end of this week as well. is just to talk very quickly about Gportal, because we are lucky enough, the channel and the Discord server is lucky enough to have been kind of sponsored partner with Gportal. Gportal providing dedicated servers for playing multiplayer games, not just Farming Simulator 22, all sorts of games, but for your Farming Simulator 22 needs. Someone asked me the other day and said about the fact they're having trouble hooking up to play multiplayer with one of their children. I've had the same problems with CLEG doing it on our kind of home network. But for me, for the channel and for the guys on the dedicated server, on the Discord server, we wanted to have somewhere people can come together, you know, and just all play together. And, you know. And if you use the reflink, which is in the description, and it's on my main channel page as well, you can get, well, I was told 5%, a couple of people have said they've been on, and there's a 10% discount on your server rental. For the servers we're running, I think we're running 3 now, but for one server, I think it worked out about $15 for the setup we had, $15 for a month, which when you split it over the course of the month, it's actually not that bad. And if you get a little bit of a discount on that as well, it all helps. And you can set it up bigger or smaller, however you want, and it's, you know, a little bit configurable, and they've been absolutely great. So, you know, don't forget, Gportal is out there. We have a link. Use it if you want to. And I think having that separate dedicated server bouncing off someone else's might also help with those connection problems. If you're having issues hooking up with friends on your own network or on one of theirs, having a dedicated server may well help that situation. So give it a think. Give it a think and check the link. Hey, just made that up. Can you tell? Right, I'll see you tomorrow morning, and let's see what the new day brings. What excitement and fun. Like I say, we'll go over and check out the site, maybe get our first little bits out. We've got plenty of manure, we've got plenty of slurry on hand. I think I just need water to add to one of those. I think the other maybe wheat. It depends what we're going to be going for. I was thinking fertiliser first. The seed is going to be a little bit trickier to do, but I think we have got some wheat from a contract in storage, so maybe we could get some seed done as well. But we'll have a look, see what we can do. It's the first part of June. As you've already seen, we finished off doing the planting over on field 9. I've now got a fertilising contract on field 9, so that's going. We have a problem, a rather large problem, a problem that for some people you think, wow, actually, you know what, it's a good problem to have, and it probably is. I've just come up, as I always do, in the morning when I skip through, the sugar, because that produces quicker than any of the others, is always full. So normally I put all the stuff out of the way and I'll get 2 or 3 more pallets will spawn. Today was something different. As I started to put all the pallets away, as you can see here, this has been happening. It's not going to do it. Look. Now it says sugar at the bottom, 8,637. So what happens is, as you pull it out from there, obviously more will spawn if you've got more to spawn, but it's going up. So it's still processing. This is continually respawning. I'm on times. I've put it on half time because I was worried, and also I wanted to run the pusher. The pusher's still not working. I've got it pretty much dead center, pretty much. It's still pushing everything to one side, so I might have to just abandon that. I'm not too sure. I know loads of people have been using it and trying it in all different ways and getting all different stuff to work. Farmer Pierce did some testing and sent me some pictures, and it was interesting what was happening. So this has worried me. Now, the knock-on of that is, and has been, that my fabric has done exactly the same thing. I haven't got any pallets of clothing, which is probably a good thing. So we've done the same thing here. Again, yes, it's an absolute money spinner. That's fantastic. We can make a fortune, but it's not right. My concern now is, I'm lucky actually, my flour is set to selling, and my tomatoes and lettuce are all set to distribute down to my little tomato sauce factory, which is now doing the mixed salads. If this was doing the same on those, it would be absolutely bonkers. My concern now, I'm just thinking the productions that are left. Cake, chocolate over there. Furniture pallets. And because I was filling up on my planks at the sawmill, I put the sawmill to storing. So potentially all of those are now having multiple or unlimited pallet spawning. My concern now is why. I'm trying to think what's changed. I haven't put anything new in. I was going to use the new honey production things. I mean, it's a beehive, but you actually deliver bees to it, and I thought that'd be cool. We'll do that. We'll deliver bees to it. I haven't used it yet. I haven't put it in. The only thing I can think is the Liftable Pallets mod had an update. That's the only thing. I'm just trying to think of it like scientifically. When I do my testing videos, what variable is there? What one thing has changed since I was on here last, or since yesterday when I was doing all the work I was doing? I say yesterday, I mean yesterday in game, not yesterday in real life. And that's it. I haven't put any other. I haven't placed anything new. The only thing that's changed is the Liftable Pallets mod. That's a concern. What we're going to do is I'm going to go and grab the mowers, because before I use that plot of land over by this main store, I'm going to cut the grass first. If I'm going to put placeables down on it anyway, I might as well use the grass. The grass can come over to our grass drying, so we can dry it into hay, and our silage fermenter. I'll split it 50-50. I'll cut the grass. We'll have it windrowed because the mowers windrow automatically. I'll lease a loading wagon. So what we'll do is we'll put all of that in. I'll bring one loading wagon over and put it into the hay dryer, the grass dryer. The next load will go into the fermenter, and we'll just do that until the grass is gone. Then I'm going to place the which one was it? It was under production, isn't it? Go down to here. I'm going to place that, the slurry and digestate dryer, so we can get fertilizer. We do also have the seed and fertilizer factory, combined 80 grand. And in all honesty, when you think of how much you normally pay for fertilizer and seed, you're going to cover the cost of both of those in absolutely no time. So that's what I'm thinking. I have been considering for quite some time about the manure production. Problem is, I haven't, none of my fields that I put wheat or barley on or anything are ready to harvest yet. But when they are, I'm going to use some of that, and we'll produce manure from there as well. So I think I said when I did my mod review, what I'm really impressed with at the moment is how a lot of these production change things are now interlocking. So what I'm going to do, I don't know what to do about all that now, I suppose. Just sell it. What I'll do is I'll come out the game. I'll have to disable the Liftable Pallets mod, won't I? If it is that, that's the only thing. Yeah, I'll have to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check on the others, see what's occurring, move some pallets out of the way and see if new ones spawn. If they do, I'm thinking wool will be alright and honey will be alright, because they're not technically production chains, they're being produced by the animals, so I shouldn't have pallets of those. And the same with eggs. So eggs, wool and honey I should be fine. Yeah, I don't know, we'll just wait and see. Right, I'm going to go and grab the mowers then, I think. You will notice the time is still set at half speed. Some time has passed, and I mean in real life, not in... No. This has been recorded in different stages. Having gone through... So the previous bit when I was saying about possibly the Liftable Pallets mod, I had all different people messaging me. I haven't done a video Saturday or Sunday. We've had all sorts of stuff going on. Home life stuff. Repairing, fixing things around the home, doing some, well, jobs I've been putting off for absolutely ages. And then I know I mentioned a while back about my my wife's mother, my mother-in-law. We've been up at her house sorting out, clearing bits out, and so yeah, it's been like real life stuff gets in the way sometimes. But from all the comments I've been receiving, people were sending me messages saying that they installed the honeybee mod, the new one, and all of a sudden they were getting infinite amounts of pallets on that. Someone else messaged me and said the pallet storage warehouse mod that came out the other day, they've installed that, they're getting unlimited pallets. So and all different people have sent me different messages saying different things, but a few people then sent me messages about the liftable pallets mod, and that it could potentially be that's causing the problem. So here's what I did. So I then came back into the game now to record this, and unchecked it on the usable mods, so unticked it. Didn't uninstall the mod completely, just unticked it. Came into the game, and here's where we have a massive problem. I've come back in again, having reticked it, because, and the other thing I want to say was as well, the contract here on Field 9 is complete, which I think I'll probably collect on now, and I've taken on the one on Field 18, so I'll move that all over in a little while. So here's what happened. So I unchecked it, came back on. All of those pallets you saw earlier, all the sugar pallets, all the fabric pallets, are all gone. Now, I had previously gone around, checked all the others, and all the others were doing exactly the same thing. I'd moved cake out the way, I moved the chocolate boxes out the way, I moved the furniture boxes, pallet plank boxes, and they were all just infinitely respawning. So, having uninstalled it, unticked it, and come back into the game, all of those pallets had gone, as well as all of my other pallets. Anything I had produced had gone. My wall pallets had all gone, my honey pallets had all gone, all of my previous cake pallets, chocolate pallets, sugar pallets, furniture, everything had gone. It had just wiped everything off the face of the earth. So I've rechecked it and come back in. That's why I'm on half speed. Until I clear some of those areas, I'm hoping, this is being recorded Monday, I'm hoping there's going to be an update for it today or something. Because I'm in that dilemma of, at the moment, yes, it's a bit cheaty in that all those pallets I've moved out the way and they've respawned, they're all sat there, so I've got them technically for doing nothing. I suppose the way I could look at it is just say, okay, well, let's just say we've gone through a few months and it's piled up. If I uncheck it and say, look, that's not fair, it's a bit cheaty, I'll say, I lose everything I've done before that. So all of my work I had genuinely done, all the stuff that I had genuinely prepared, all the things that were sitting waiting to be used, I lose all of it. So I really don't know what to do. But it looks like it's the liftable pallets mod that's the issue. So if anyone's wondering, if you're watching this and you're wondering, that looks like it's that. So as I said, I'm going to mow all this. Let's get this done. By the end of the episode, I want to have my factory in. Let's unfold that first. Start up, drop it down. No, what are you doing? Start up, drop it down. Let's come to there a little bit. We'll come back out, because obviously that's going to need to unfold. I'll cut all, we'll get a load more grass, which is great, and then what I'll do on this flat bit here, I'll put, see if I can get them both in. I might need to do a little bit of landscaping, maybe. I think I'm set on swath dropping still. I hope I'm set on swath dropping still. Yes, I am. Now this is where things are getting a bit more interesting. My decision that I made to not repair this tractor, and you can see over to the right, it's right on the red. It hasn't gone completely, and I haven't really noticed. I've been pulling things around, I've been using various different bits of equipment. I haven't noticed any drop in horsepower at all, really, and that apparently is the only thing that will start to happen, is you'll get that drop in horsepower. I've run these mowers before, no problem at all, and these do require a fair bit of horsepower, the combined triple mower setup. Now you can see, having not done the repair work on this, it's a big old Magnum as well. it's struggling a bit. Now maybe it was just going uphill, but even that, still it's not perfect to say the least. So like I said, I'm going to cut all this. I may come over and fertilise it because I'm not going to use the entire field for putting factories on or productions on. And then what we'll do is once we've got those productions put on, we'll come over and we'll start getting our own fertiliser produced, and then we'll look at the seed production as well, because I want to aim for getting a bit more self-sufficient so that we can produce all our own gear. That's the plan, and again, by doing that, we're going to maximise our profits. And now the thing is, as well, saying that is, when we did the what was it, the farm supply stuff, when I bought the fertiliser, I bought 60,000 litres of it. I've got plenty of it. 5,000 litre pallets for 1,000. I think what did I pay? 12 grand? Was it 12 grand for 60,000 litres? Is that how it worked out? I think so, something like that. That was really, really cheap. Don't get me wrong, absolutely fantastic. But if I can produce my own fertiliser using my own stuff, and I can bring the price down to nothing, all I've got to do is do 2 or 3 fertilising jobs. I'll get paid for the fertilising jobs. That covers the cost of the factories, the fertiliser, everything. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, while I'm doing this, it's just, I know I always do it. I have a bit of a chat about things that are going on, just general stuff. I was saying about starting to do some stuff at my mother-in-law's, and I have a dilemma, and it's, I was talking to MrSealyp about this, the problem I've got at the moment, and I know it seems to be that for some reason this year, I thought 2021 was a bad year, you know, with all the global stuff, and the year before, but, you know, it's a pretty ropey year. The new game release, which was fantastic and all that, since Christmas, nothing seems to have gone right, with me getting the dreaded lurgy again, having been unwell, going away, we went away unexpectedly, myself and MrSealyp. You know, I haven't had a month where I've had a full month of making videos yet. I thought, well, this will be the month. We'll get cracking. This will be the month, full month making videos. The problem we have got now is, as I said, there's a load of repair stuff and loads of stuff that needs doing on our own home, but we have got to sort out, completely clearing out my mother-in-law's property. And one thing I thought while we were over there the other day, and it was weird, it kind of struck me, I wasn't expecting it to, and we were talking about last night, my wife was saying about boxes of photographs and stuff like that they're all about. I know when my grandparents passed away, and my dad obviously had to do the same thing, you know, before he passed away, you're packing up a person's life or a family's life, you know. Like my wife said, she lived there, you know, she grew up there, that was her home, you know. So all of that stuff you're packing away. It's a very strange feeling, you know. It's not like when you just move home, you know, you're packing your stuff up, you move to a new home, you take it all with you, and you know, you've got the memories of the old place, but it's different, isn't it, when you're packing it all up for good. It just felt very peculiar. So yeah, we've got an absolute ton to do there, and we've been working out how we're going to do it logistically, because as I said before, we're taking holidays and stuff like that. Every day I take off, every day I take to go and do something like that, this day I'm not making videos, this day I'm not earning money, you know. I know that's crass, and it's the bottom line of it is that's, you know, this is what I do now, this is what I do for a living. So if I'm not well, or I have to do something else, or we go away, I'm not earning a wage. So we're trying to work out logistically just how to do it all, you know. So that's a roundabout way of saying what I was trying to explain was, there may be, I know people have been messaging me about mod reviews, and am I going to catch up on the ones that I've missed, and the mods that came out on Friday. I had every intention. Saturday morning I got up and I was going to, I started setting up for doing a mod review from Friday. I was going to do the same thing again, pick of the mods, that kind of thing, pick the ones that I thought stood out for whatever reasons, and then I had other stuff I had to get done, and I just ran out of time. I tried to set it all up, just couldn't get it all done. And also there's still that constant thing of, some days of the week are fine, other days, it always seems to be a Friday, Giants decide to drop 50, 60 mods, you know. For me doing mod reviews, that's hours and hours and hours of work. And the problem is, because, and that's my own fault, I know people keep saying that to me as well, get a PC. I've got a PC. Well, record on it then. I record and I play and record everything on console. You know, I don't just aim at the console market, but that is what I do. So when I do my mod reviews, it's aimed predominantly at console players, because I review all the console stuff. I don't review PC mods that come out or anything like that, but I know a lot of PC people do watch. And the problem is you're limited on console when I record to 60 minutes of upload. So I have to try and get my mod reviews into 60 minutes. Now, a lot of people have suggested all different ways around it. A lot of people have suggested me streaming live. I have thought about that. It's not viable. It's. I know it sounds a bit ridiculous, but for me, having the ability to edit makes life a lot easier. Because sometimes I do a mod review and nothing goes right. It's an absolute disaster from start to finish. So I'll either redo the review once I work out what went wrong or where things haven't worked or whatever, or I edit out the bits that are horrendous. Sometimes I leave them in, sometimes I don't. Doing it live, I don't know. Plus, if I do it on PC and decide, well, I'm not going to do it live, I'll just record on PC, posting a 2-hour-long mod review, people just aren't going to watch for 2 hours. And I know there'll be loads of you out there who'll say, oh, I will. You are in the minority. You know, most people, I mean, to get people to watch for longer than 10 minutes is astounding, you know, in this day and age. All the evidence, all the stuff that's to do with making videos, especially YouTube videos, is keep it to 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll retain, you know, what they call audience retention. So if you're doing what I do, you know, 50-minute Let's Play videos and 30, 40, 50-minute mod reviews, to keep people's attention for that long is quite a thing. You know, a few people I know that are also YouTubers, Mr. JD, that helps me out with loads of my stuff, and a big shout out to him again. He helps me all the time. When he goes over and looks at my analytics, he said, I honestly can't believe your retention time and view time is astounding. He said, you just don't get that normally. But I think it's what we do. I think it's the game. It's lends itself. Like I'm doing now, I'm just chatting. People will sit and listen to you chat. Before you know it, 5-10 minutes have gone by. So yeah, it was just kind of my way of saying I don't know. It's going to be sporadic. There are going to be days where I have got to go and do other things, you know, and that's going to be in the hands of estate agents and you know, all sorts of stuff. We've got all sorts to do. So yeah, we'll see how it pans out. I will try my hardest. Some days there'll either not be a Let's Play or there won't be a mod review. If there are maps out, I will try my best to do map tours and mod reviews when the mods come out. I still really am struggling to work out on the days where there are so many mods just how to do it, you know. I know a few people said, well, just do 2 parts, you know, do 2 separate mod reviews. Again, it comes down to time. It's the damned if you do, damned if you don't. I've had people message me saying we'll do it in 2 parts. To do 1 mod review, and I think MrSealyp people attest this, and we were away and I took all my stuff with me when the game released, or when was it? It might have been after the game released. And we had a day, it was 56 mods or something, wasn't it? And it took me, prep time was only 4 hours. Then recording it, editing it, then posting it, and it took forever. When YouTube do that thing where the algorithm decides, or it comes up checks running, and it takes an hour for it to run checks on your video, the whole the whole thing start to finish can be a 5-6 hour process. Double that, if I say, well, let's split this in half, I do 2 mod reviews, 12 hours? That, you know, that's just for the mods. And I know it sounds like I'm moaning. I'm not. I'm just trying to explain. I'm just trying to do the very best I can for, I know it sounds cheesy, for you guys. I want to still put the content out. I still want to put out the quality of content I'm used to doing. I still want to put out. I still want to, you know, people want to see the mod reviews. I want to help people to see what mods are out there, how they work, what they do, that kind of thing. It's just strange times, you know. It all seems to, for me, since the new year, things have just really changed, and yeah, just trying to work out, you know. And I can only apologise to the guys on the multiplayer servers. We've got them all set up, and I talked about Gportal earlier in the recording, and the guys on my Discord, who I talked about and I gave more shout on those previous videos, that are working tirelessly to keep those servers running. They're on the servers. I haven't been on once. I just haven't had the time. I've been trying to work out when to do everything. Tomorrow's going to be the same. Tomorrow, Tuesday, because tomorrow evening I'm supposed to be doing my spotlight with Giant Software with Terminator. As far as I know, that's still going ahead. The problem is, because of the time difference and the time they want to do it, I don't know if I'm going to get enough time to get the mods done, filmed, edited up and be processing before I've got to do the stream with yeah, for the spotlight video. So again, tomorrow, who knows, you know. Oh dear. Not complaining, just explaining. Just I don't know. It sometimes gets a little bit kind of overwhelming trying to, you know, it's just the logistics of it, you know, trying to logistically work out how you're going to tackle it all, how you're going to make it all fit and all work. And sometimes it just doesn't work. You know, you do whatever you try your best to do it. It just, for some reason, you just cannot get it all done. So anyway, I've nearly finished mowing all this now. The bit I'm going to do now with the forage, not forage wagon, the loading wagons, I'm going to collect it, take some. I might show a little bit of a clip of me doing it, but I'll see when it's done and we'll get these productions placed. We are just before 7:45. The field was cut, the field has been cleared, as you've just seen. I took 100,000 litres to our silage fermenter, and I took about 70,000 litres, I think it worked out in the end, to our grass dryer to make hay. So I've leased the slurry tanker. We're going to need that because we've got slurry and digestate. Now comes the point where it does seem pretty fat down here. So what we're going to do, go to our production chains. We're going to start with that one. I'm thinking if we swing that round and put that up towards the fence, it shouldn't be. I mean, that does look a little bit like it's a slope, doesn't it? But it's all done at the front, so it should be all right there. Oh, we can sort the bushes out, that's not a problem. And then the other one, the money had gone up, obviously, and now the money's gone down again because the contracts we completed. A load of that sugar that was sat there, I sold it. It was in the way. Plus, I thought, I don't know what's going to happen with the pallet mod. We'll kind of go from there. We'll see what happens with the pallet mod. This needs to be. This is 30 grand, so I was hoping to get it as close to 30 grand as possible, but we're getting there. That'll do with it. Should we put it there? We can still get stuff out from the other one. Let's put it there. We've Okay, so we're pretty much on the nose here. I can put some gravel in, we'll do some landscaping here to go onto it. And then this one as well, that raised that, didn't it? But that's alright because we tip here and we take out from there, so it doesn't matter, it's raised the ground a little bit. But again, I'll put some gravel through here, we'll take a couple of these shrubs out. Do a bit of landscaping. Ooh. First step towards self-sufficiency, I think. So what we've got to do now, let's go to our production chains, because this isn't going to be overly complicated now. We'll keep going down then. So I'm not going to worry about the solid fertilizer. In the seed and fertilizer factory, the solid fertilizer I'm not touching. Actually, I can, can't I? I can do both. Well, potentially. As far as the seed goes then, we're going to be using seed and whatever crop we're going to use, and yeah, we're going to do it with slurry because we've got slurry. The cows are producing it. I've got digestate, so if we go up to this one, I've got digestate over at the biogas plant, and we're producing loads of silage. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a load of silage over, bring digestate back. The whole process will all interlock. So the slurry I can use for, yeah, I mean, we're going to be making solid fertilizer here. Do I need to do solid fertilizer on both? Well, I get to use the manure, don't I? I mean, at the end of the day, the manure is sitting there. I might as well bring manure down. I've just got to bring water. I've got a water tanker and my water's free. As far as seed goes, I need to look at what I've got most of. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, let's go up to here. Wheat, barley, and we have got oats. We have got some oats. So I'm thinking the oats, I haven't got horses. The wheat and barley at the moment, prices are pretty much equitable actually. Maybe a little bit lower on the barley than the wheat. I do need to feed the chickens, which I was going to do with wheat. So I think I'm going to bring over the oats. So into oats and water, and we can start making our own seed. And then it will be that one. We're going to do the digestate from the biogas plant. That's weird. Oh, it just dries it down. For some reason I thought this one needed water as well. Maybe we can do a bit of slurry as well. No, we'll see. If we can produce fertilizer at both and seed at that, yeah, why not? We might as well. Like I say, I've got the manure and I need water. Yeah, you know what? We're golden. So, first things first. Let's go and grab digestate, I guess. I'll need to go and grab a trailer. While I'm doing that, we'll get the landscapers in. The landscapers can get a bit of work done. It's just going to be a bit of gravel and stuff around. Plus it means, I thought about putting it all up where I've got all the rest of my production stuff. Then I thought I'll put it over by the greenhouses. Then I thought I'll put it over where the cows are. I thought, no, you know what? This plot of land is here. It means we've got to move around to other parts of the farm area that we haven't really been using. Plus, if you go down that kind of route of, you know, it's a sensible place to have seed and fertiliser production because we're down by the farm store. So if we were at any point to sell some to the farm store to sell on, it's the perfect location for it. Not that we are necessarily going to do that, but it kind of makes sense. So like I say, I think what I'll probably do is I've got a load of silage on hand in the fermenter. I might take a load of, so I can get the biogas plant chugging away again. That digestate is far more relevant now. So I need to get a load of, should I do the slurry first? I'll probably do the slurry first. As soon as I've got the tanker. We'll check on the manure. Actually, the manure should say, well, we can have a look at the clamp while we're there as well, but it should tell us what we've got. And then we'll come back, we'll grab the other tanker and we'll take the water. We've got all that silage in there as well, plus silage bales. Those fields are still not growing, the ones I did the silage baling on. No grass growth at all. I have been reliably informed as well that the update for this map will be happening after Precision Farming drops, which is the 19th of April. In case there are any issues at all with the Precision Farming or anything that needs to be tweaked for the update, I think. So we've got a bit of time. Okay, let's fill her up. While we're here, let's check. Like I say, that's looking pretty amazing. So what we'll do is go into here, go and check on our manure situation. How much do we have? $64,000 litres. Add that to water. Perfect, absolutely perfect. So that have to be shoveled into a trailer to get the bucket and the telehandler. Let's get cracking. The sooner we can do this, the sooner we become, well, I know I keep saying it, but you know, as sufficient, self-sufficient as we can be. All this prep work, like I said before, the prep work is what makes, when you want to do something like this, it doesn't seem like it's a big deal. You're like, okay, I've put those factories in, but now I'm not thinking, oh no, I haven't got any slurry, oh no, I haven't got any digestate, I haven't got any manure. I have, because we did it in the right order, you know, that's the thing. Plus, the new technology is becoming available when they have done, again, fortuitous. It just kind of all slots into place, and it all is working. So I'm going to drop this off. We will then take a load of silage up to the biogas plant to get that running. I'm not going to take slurry up there because we can use slurry over here. We'll drop the first load off, and then what I'll probably do is, yeah, you'll see me at some point. I think I'll grab the trailer and, well, I think I'll do it with the lorry actually. Mind you, I'm pretty sure the biogas plant only takes, I don't know what the capacities of these two facilities are either. I know I kind of looked at them, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm sure the biogas plant only takes about 70,000 litres. So we have adjusted the capacity of our articulated lorry trailer. So that's now back down to 100,000, 108, something like that. So maybe I'll fill that with silage. Too quick. Landscapers didn't get a chance. They didn't get a chance. Okay. This then, we'll just go into the dryer. Sugar came up. Go back to this menu. That's now filling up, which means I can turn that on. There you go, 6 litres of solid fertiliser already being produced. 13, and away it goes. I think we're going to fill this, which is 21,000 litres, wasn't it? Okay. What we'll do then, I'm going to take a load of silage. I'll bring back a load of manure, then it'll be water. Okay, right. Like I say, it's going to be a bit of trying to fit all this together. See you in a minute. Let's get some more of this done, and we'll get all this. Yeah. We'll get it chugging away. Oh yeah, must have got to go and get the oats as well. Blimey. It's all go. It's 9:30, nearly 9:30. I think I've assembled everything we need. I think so. So there was the slurry went into the tank over there. That tanker now has got digestate in it from the biogas plant. I took silage up to the biogas plant, which you saw. That's saying I can deliver the water already. So water is going into this one, the seed production, well, seed and fertiliser production. So the water in first. Is that what it took? I have already, as you can see on this side, bought oats, bought another load of slurry, well, 4,000 litres of slurry. Only a little bit of water required because it's 100 to 10 water for the recipe for manure. So what I'm going to do is pull the tanker out of the way there. Then we'll put the digestate in here, so I'll have slurry and digestate in this one. And then we back this one up, which has got manure in it. And that should be everything we need to set them off, I think. Find the rock. Whoa. Really don't want to be in that, do we? A little bit tighter in there, I think. I took the front weight off the massey, I shouldn't have done. You're in. That's that done. I might put a bit of a track up here. Oh, as you can see, landscaping to be done as well. We just gravelled, a bit of gravel down between all of it, so that kind of runs up to there. So, our two new facilities then we should have. Under this one, let's put the digestate on as well. Oh, I got out of it, didn't I? Oh. I turned the engine off. That's why. So I thought 2,000 litres. There was more in that than that. Definitely was. Come on now. I can turn it on anyway, can't I? So that's that now going. So I've got both of those running. I've already got 3,600 litres of solid fertiliser. Awesome. So we come down to this one there. We've got our oats, we've got our slurry that we brought over, so I can turn that on. So we're going to start producing our own seeds. Now obviously once the oats runs out, hopefully I can bring some of the barley. We've got plenty of barley and we've got wheat, so we can switch it over. It doesn't take a huge amount of slurry, and the cows are producing slurry all the time. So with those two, and then obviously we've got planted wheat and barley. So yeah, I mean, I can take a little bit of each of those harvests and bring it here, our own seed. And in this one, we brought the manure over. We've got our water, haven't we? Manure 20,000 litres, water. Bang. It feels so good. I don't know why, but it really does. So between all of them, seeds are now going up. Solid fertiliser is going up on our seed and fertiliser factory. And our slurry and digestate dryer. Slurry and digestate, solid fertiliser is going up. In theory, we should never have to pay for any of them again. I might just keep hold of that tanker, and while that chugs away, I'll just keep topping that up until that runs out, because we've got a little bit left in there. Same with the water. I mean, I can put in various different water sources. Actually, I don't know if it's going to work weirdly with the greenhouses. And again, I apologise, somebody did message me about this. If you go to style of extensions, that barrel there says supplementary water tank, and it says that it's a 5,000 litre tank. Helps you to supply your greenhouses with water must be placed near the greenhouses. Now I then went off and thought, oh, I'll place some of those because that'll work out brilliantly. When I placed them, I'm not quite sure what's happening. In all honesty, that one went up to 35,000 litre capacity from 20. These were all 20,000 litres, weren't they? That one went to 40,000, that one went to 40,000, that one went to 35, and since I put those in, it hasn't used any water. Or if it has, those water containers are just continually topping up. So I'm now wondering whether or not the water that's required here, if I put a silo extension, or will it only work with greenhouses? I don't know. 2,100. Can I just stick that round? Oh, right, must be placed near greenhouses. I did wonder whether I could just put it into anything that required water and it would work. It was worth a try, you never know. So, there we are. We've got a fair bit done today. We've got some fertilising done. We've got the planting done on field 20. I say today. In this episode, field 23 has been planted. I did roll that afterwards as well. We did cut the grass here. We've moved the grass and put that into silos. We put all the various different things down here. And we are now producing our own stuff. Absolutely wonderful. Very happy with that. That is where we're going to end. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've still enjoyed the series. I still am. If you are enjoying it, if you have enjoyed it, or even if you haven't, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.